the joys and rewards of mentoring someone. Today I'm joined by Dan Marsden, who is an estate agency commentator. Dan, you are a mentor for Agents Together. What do you get out of being a mentor? Talk to me.
Uh, I think look, I love to see growth, and I've been working Agents Together now. I don't know, maybe two years or so, and I'm currently working with a young guy in Barnsley, who was a very inexperienced agent, and he has grown his pipeline. I mean, it's amazing. That in itself, just to see a cold start to listing 25 properties and seeing his first completions come through and being rewarded for his efforts. That very first meeting when we got to know each other for the very first time, put together by Agents Together, and it's been amazing to see really rapid growth from somebody who's young for let's say look, I don't have the answers to everything, but I do know what works, and I do know what you need to pay attention to grow an agent's business. And I think he's done a lot of the things himself, but the advice I've given, he's absolutely taken to heart. We've seen success. And let's be honest, mentorship is a two-way thing. I mean, I've learned a lot from Owen. He's a young guy. I'm a grumpy 51-year-old. I learn a lot from him. And I said to him, look, this is an energy business, and he's gone out and he's basically taken some fundamentals. He's done the basics well, and he's become an expert in his local market. And that gives me a sense of great joy. He's doing all of the work. All I'm doing is steering a ship where I can, and to try and, I guess, point out some of the mistakes I've made in terms of trying to create stuff and trying to learn things. And I've tested things and they haven't worked. Doesn't mean they won't work today just because it didn't work 5 years ago. But there are some fundamental mistakes that you make along the way where you think, I tried that, it really doesn't work. Don't listen to the noise, because there's lots of noise on social media, and that's half the problem. So what I've tried to advise him to do is to try and close his ears to some of the nonsense.
I mean, it takes a lot of time.
Mm.
Do you find time?
Uh, I'll be honest. I think people using time as an excuse is a bit pathetic, because if I'm honest, I probably see Owen for an hour every 3 weeks. If you can't find an hour every 3 weeks to help somebody,
Poor show. Okay, so apart from the joy of helping someone, what do you physically get out of it?
I do you know what? So I love to learn, and sometimes I will deliberately go and find something new that I can share with him. So if I find something cool, that is a time saver, or it's a way of magnifying a message, whatever it is. It might be a piece of kit, it might be a piece of AI, it might be a piece of technology that's cost effective. I was going to say cheap then, but cost effective, that I can say to him, check this out because it's a good use of your money. I get a lot from that because, to be honest, I'm not a full-time coach. I mean, I work in a business. So if I found something that works for our business, then I'm sharing it with Owen. I don't share all this cool stuff with, I don't go, oh, found this cool thing and stick it on LinkedIn. I don't want everyone knowing about the cool stuff that I found. I've put time into, but I love sharing it with him because it's going to help him. It's going to give him an advantage in the market. So
Nice what you get out of it.
it's a human thing, I think. Maybe behind the facade of grumpiness and cynicism, I'm just a really nice person, and I enjoy helping other people.
He's nice. But actually, it's the thing of when it's the built into the brain that we help each other in the tribe, and that because our brain then rewards us with the serotonins and the other nice stuff.
Yeah, and I think, look, I was lucky that I had people like me. I had mentors. I had really, in fact, this is the answer to your question, Chris. I had great mentors when I was coming through the property industry. I started life and spent many years in land and new homes, mostly new homes. So I spent a lot of time selling new homes and building teams. And I started, wet behind the ears in Docklands with Savills back in the mid 90s, and had an amazing mentor there, Russell, who taught me just how to conduct myself. You know, be that person that people turn to, be the expert. Blah, blah, blah. We talked about that. And then I moved to a house builder, and I had another great mentor. So I went from one to another. I had another great guy, and it's not to say that I did everything that he taught me. Sometimes it helped me form my own opinion of, actually, I'm not going to do it that way. I found a better way that works for me. But I think having that experience and having people say, have you thought about this? Or, I'm going to teach you this new thing and it's really cool. I'm going to introduce you to some people. It's just nice, I think, to have that step up. And it's very rare in today's world where people, and you said it, where people give up their time. Those guys, senior people in big businesses, didn't have to give me their time, really. They could just let me get on with my job. But if you see that somebody is good at their job and you want to see them progress and you can give them that help, it is that feel good feeling. And it's a weird one to
Serotonin.
describe.
It's a win-win.
It is. And it feels nice. And I'll go home and, I'll have a chat at home and say, look, I just had a great meeting today. And actually, sometimes you say, like, I've just got this new thing and I'm trying this new approach with this. I'm thinking, do you know what, that's better than what I'm doing. I'm going to
What
do
would
that.
your message be to anyone in the industry that is thinking of becoming a mentor for Ages Together?
100% get involved. I mean, I think giving back to the industry that, that you've been in, anybody with any experience, and look, people say, well, I do that with my staff. It's different. I think this is going above and beyond for somebody
Well,
else.
the difference there is that you're paying them, so the
Correct.
relationship is going to be very
It's an
different.
above and beyond, and it's a very different approach. I'm mentoring a young agent in Barnsley. We are very separated in geography. We are very separated in age, but it's a great thing. And he sent me a really lovely message just before Christmas to thank me for the 6 months that we've been together. And that meant the world to me. And I showed it to my other half. I said, look at this. This is amazing. It's so nice that actually I'm trying to impart some of my experience and my knowledge, and just that simple text message. I got so much from that, and it sounds simple, but people don't always do that. So I will happily give up my time, and I will happily continue to give up my time, and I will always find that time because we've all got time. I just think we all convince ourselves that we're too busy. We're not too busy. Have a proper look at what you're doing, and if you haven't got an hour every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then
Absolutely bang on. Well, thank you for what you do as a mentor with Ages Together. And if you are interested, we'll put a link below. Thank you for your time.